Hello, magical gangsters. How are we doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Gangster Magician, where I will be your host, the Gangster Magician himself. And I'm here, and I'm going to stay for as long as I possibly can, because that's what I want to do. Because I like it here. Because you guys are the best, alright? This is where I want to be. So, let's see what's going on here. I mean, I know, like, everybody knows you're awesome now. I know that. I know people are seeing that very clearly. So, we got to get things, let's get a little more clarity, though. Like, what are these people going to do now? Because they know that you don't give a fuck. They're well aware of it. You do not give a fuck. Which you shouldn't. Why should you? After all they've done to you. Okay, all they've done. They put you through so much. They never thought you were going to come back. But now look at you. Now look at you. Magical gangsters. At least magical gangsters in training, at least. Okay, if you're not already a full-blown magical gangster. But, we all move at different paces. So don't, ever feel like you're behind. Because we will pull you up. Trust me when I tell you. I push people up that ladder, brother. I come back down to get you. I'm not one. The reason why I would come back down to get you is because it's a better chance of you pulling me back down if I try to pull you up. Okay, so I got to come down there. All right, I'll come down there and fight with you. I already been there, brother. I've already been through the trenches. Okay, I already sent a few people back to hell to never be seen or heard from again. So I know what I'm doing when it comes to that. Remember, we're a death angel, brother. Remember this. Okay, so let's see what we're working with here. I know this whatever it is, it's only a matter of time before this DM shows up. Okay, how long can they possibly go without you? I don't believe they can go much longer. You're too confident. You're too much on your game, and you're too much as the best version of yourself. So let's see what we got going here, brother. Okay, and what is... Okay, what did I say? How is this DM doing? What is the overall energy here, brother? Look at that. Emperor. Tell me that ain't something, all right? So if they're an emperor, okay, we'll talk to you. We'll talk. We could talk. All right, you know what I mean? Because you do have to look at it from the point of view is that realistically, it wasn't even them that was doing this to you. It was the devil. First off, second off, you had a plan with this person, this emperor. Okay, to work in the 5D, and this is with the plan that came up. This was the perfect lifetime that you two decided that you were going to act and, enact whatever revenge or, handling of the devil or these demons and send them all the way back to hell to never be seen or heard from again. So you agreed to this. Okay, that's why you're here. That's why you're paying attention. That's why you think about stuff like this. That's why you think about your counterpart. You can say you don't like them. You can say you hate them. You can say this, that, and everything. Okay, we know they suck. Trust me when we tell you. But guess what? That's the other half of us that sucks. Okay, we got to remember that. Okay, because you are your twin flame. That's what you got to understand. That's you. Okay, that's just the part of you that you just are not good at. Okay, so it is what it is. That's why you have to balance these energies. But like I said, you've done your part now. Now it's their turn, and we have an emperor here. Whether it's them or a high-level soulmate, it does not matter. Because Seven of Pentacles, you had this long-term view the entire time. You knew what was going to come of this, okay? You always knew from the beginning, even when you were down and out. You still sat there and you knew. You said, I know it's going to work out. I know it's going to work out. Everything's going to work out for me. I know it. I believe God. God's got me. God's got me. You said it a million times. You prayed. You prayed. You prayed. Your prayers are being answered. Okay, that's what you gotta understand. Prayers, they take time to be answered, okay? It's because if prayers were just answered just like that, then that would be like, be a little ridiculous. That would be like almost having a genie, right? Wouldn't you agree? Of course, things take time. You have to go through stuff. You have to learn. You have to develop, okay? And if you don't develop or learn, then you have to continue whatever cycle. But the fact is that you learned what you needed to learn during the cycle. So now it's on to the next. And whoever came up against you, now they get a whole new cycle, okay? Because Six of Cups in reverse, because these people, they don't know how to unconditionally love like you. This is the Emperor knows this. Emperor knows that everything around them was always conditional, okay? Everything was about, what can you do for me? How much money you have, this and that. That's all that really mattered at the end of the day for these people. But this Emperor knew that that was not what they wanted, but that was what they came from, okay? Just like you were born from a family of witches and warlocks perhaps you don't even know, you didn't even know this, but that was where you came from. Okay, these people also came from that, but in a different way. Okay, so they had these people were more greed orientated people. They're still not that your family wasn't greedy, but the emperor side, the divine masculine side, always has more money. They're always a little bit above you when it comes to you know, something status wise. There's always a little bit of a, there's always something that stops, like, you know, maybe like different races, different social classes, different ages, like, you know what I mean, or they'll be married, or, you know what I mean, there's always something that gets in the way of it. So in my personal experience, that what I had to deal with was the social status part of it, okay, because my person was a higher end, had a lot of money, came from a lot of money, okay, high class person they considered themselves. Okay, they were an uptown girl, brother. That's what they considered themselves. And I was just this whatever it is, this downtown guy at the, you know, whatever it was, other side of the tracks. They told us. That's what they said. They said I come from bad people. They're bad people, is what the matriarch told them. They're bad. They come from very bad people. I'm telling you, they're bad. I know. Okay, look at the history, because perhaps maybe there was some history in your family. Maybe there was, you know, people who, maybe there was real gangsters in your family. Who knows? And they didn't like this. These people. Who knows what happened? But just know they tried to use that against you. But the fact is that you were nothing like a lot of people in your family. Okay, so them trying to use that against you was not right. It wasn't correct. It was a bad observation, and it only showed just how, you know, short-sighted and closed-minded this matriarch is. This matriarch really exposed themselves here, okay? Trust me when I tell you, Nine of Swords, okay? Including the matriarch in your family. So both matriarchs, realistically, are in the same energy, this Nine of Swords, okay? They are in the bed crying, anxious, depressed, because they know they fucked up, okay? Because they know that they can't come now, okay? Because if they did the right thing, this is what they're thinking now. Oh, my God, we should have just encouraged them to be together now. Okay, so this is maybe what the matriarch's plan is now. Okay, so now this is how the matriarchs are going to stay around. Okay, and it's your mom. So if this did happen, for instance, I think both matriarchs are going to get together. They know they're finished. Okay, unless they come together and, you know, tell this emperor that it would be the right thing to do is to get with them, and that they were wrong about what they thought of you. Okay, and that would pretty much, I think that would satisfy you to the point where you would let it go, wouldn't you say? Because at the end of the day, that would have to mean these matriarchs killed their ego to do this. But at the end of the day, they also know that's their only way of survival. Okay, because they know where it's going right now. They see exactly where it is. They know exactly what's going on here. They can see what is going around. The people that they once thought were powerful, they see are not very powerful right now. Okay, they see these King of Swords in reverses panicking. They see your copycats panicking. So these matriarchs are looking at it from the point of view as, they're still our kids. We probably still have a chance, but we have to kill our ego. That's where they're at right now. And that's what they'll do, and they're going to give these people up. So it probably was, I had a thought that it was the Queen of Wands. Even though these matriarchs are really a Queen of Wands in reverse, they are considered that, if I would say, but they could also be King of Swords. So they're almost like, they're both. Okay, but now what they're going to do is like, and them energies are working through other people. Okay, maybe like a stepfather, maybe like a, you know, maybe your counterpart's, you know, colleague or something, like they're close with their mother, something like that. Something along those lines where there's a negative energy, a negative masculine energy and a negative feminine energy that are almost like the matriarch has both those qualities in them. Okay, but now the matriarchs are looking at it like, okay, if these people are panicking and I see that, you know, you, Divine Feminine, is thriving and very confident, that is the only decision they have left right now. So they're going to sell this King of Swords in reverse and this Queen of Wands in reverse out. Trust me when I tell you. Because they know that's their only way out. They have to bow down, okay? And they have to go to this emperor and say, we were wrong. We were wrong. Please forgive us. I'm sure you would give your mother a chance, wouldn't you? Your own mother, right? I mean, if they apologize, I'm sure you would contemplate it. I'm sure they did some nice things over the years. They weren't all bad, right? Or maybe they were, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. It's all up to you what you want to do. Okay. You know what? I never even did my little things, but whatever. I didn't do my spray, but I did it earlier. I did the saged off. I didn't do my ritual. See what happens when you forget a ritual? Okay. When you forget a ritual, then I don't know, but who cares? Because we have the Six of Pentacles here, brother. We're receiving. You're receiving. An even give and take relationship. There's no more of that, you giving too much and not getting back what you deserve. None of that's going to happen no more. Nobody's going to overtake from you anymore. Nobody's going to overtake your energy and feel like they're entitled. Okay? If anybody wants to come around you, it's even give and take. You will treat them exactly how they treat you. And that's exactly what they're going to get. Okay? And if they can't, live up to your expectations, then they have to go. It's that simple. No more settling. Okay, because you only deserve the best. You are the best. Why would you not get the best? Why would you, as an empress, settle for anything less than an emperor? Why ask why, right? Okay, a lot of times people do stuff like that. You know why they like to do stuff like that? It's because they don't want to be an equal with people. They want to be above them. They want to control their significant other. A lot of masculine energies like to do stuff like that. Even feminine energies like to do that. It doesn't mean that, because somebody is a woman or a man or whatever, it really doesn't matter. Because we both have masculine and feminine energies in us. Okay, it's just about balancing both of them. And I feel at my point, I was able to do so. Okay, and that's really what you have to get to. When you're almost 50% masculine, 50% feminine. Okay, when you have all those energies, then that is when they both respect. It's like that equal respect. There's nobody thinks, one's weaker or better. You know what I mean? Like you're not dominated in one. And that's what it comes down to. And that's really what it is. Okay? Because you doing this, you balancing your energies, Three of Swords, makes these, matriarchs, their heart broken over here. They can't believe it. Okay? They can't believe that you were able to come back. They can't believe this emperor is seeing you for who you are. You were never supposed to come back and show who you are. Okay, these matriarchs, they may have thought, they might have been using the old version of you. I think that's what it was. They were thinking of the old version of how you would respond, the old version. And perhaps the old version of you would have caved, crumbled, cracked. Who knows? But they should have known that you were not the old version. You clearly showed you were not the old version, okay? Because they seen how much better you were getting. They seen how much better you were making your emperor, how you were making them feel how happy they were, okay? These matriarchs thrived off of you and this emperor's sadness for a very long time, your whole life. So that is one reason why these matriarchs that's their only way is to do whatever, because they've been keeping you sad for a long time and liking it and pretending like they cared. That's the thing about these matriarchs. They don't know how to feel love. Okay, and they're also going to take this step, okay, but doesn't mean you have to be anything with them. But they know this is their only way of survival. This doesn't mean that they're going to go right back to where they were with you, but it's a good start to turn in these karmic masculines, these, Queen of Wands in reverse, King of Swords in reverse characters, turn them in and do what's right for you, okay, or they can stay heartbroken. Okay, because whatever their next mistake will be their last mistake with you. Trust me when I tell you. So they could try one more time if they like. We encourage you, matriarchs, please be our guest. Be our guest. Put us to the test. Please, we encourage you. But they won't, because they know what real feminine energy. This is the thing. These matriarchs. They're they're weak feminine energies trying to portray themselves as strong feminine energies. They need masculine energy to take care of them. They can't do it you could do it by yourself. They need a masculine. They always have a King of Swords in reverse. They need something like that. This is why they were always jealous of you. They knew you would never settle for something like that. They knew it. They knew it. Okay, and that's why Six of Wands in reverse, they're being seen for the egomaniacs that they are, these matriarchs, okay? They're not going to be recognized in a good way here, okay? Because they're being seen for what they did, okay? They're not going to be seen and celebrated like you are. They're not going to be publicly recognized. They're going to be, at best, tolerated, okay? Or they could go back to hell to never be seen or heard from again. It doesn't matter. The choice is theirs, okay, brother? Because, listen, judgment's here. Judgment Day is here. And if they don't do the right thing, then guess what? It's going to be a lot worse for them. They'll be remembered a lot worse in history than they possibly could be otherwise. We could rewrite history here. Maybe make don't have to mention what they did, but if they want to go to war and they want to go straight up, Okay. We'll let you, it makes the story better. Oh, we had an evil mother, too, that we had to defeat. We did. We defeated you, correct? Matriarch. So, doesn't make a difference, because at the end of the day, these matriarchs, they, like I said, they're weak feminine energies. They lack strength. Okay, they always knew you were the strong feminine energy. They were jealous of that. They knew they could never beat us, so they tried to cloak your energy and act like they were, these strong, admirable feminine energies that they did, but it was all a fucking illusion. They were in the back doing witchcraft, projecting all their negativity onto you and cloaking your energy all these years, okay? All these years. But guess what? 3 of Cups, okay? People, they want to celebrate with you, okay? Because they see how you survived this. They see what you've been through. A lot of other people have dealt with these mother issues too. So you're coming together with people who have these matriarch issues. And you're just talking, and you're becoming friends. And you're saying, whoa, what's going on with these matriarchs? Who do they think they're dealing with? We got to show them something. They're going to be like, you're the one who's going to show them. Mr. Death Angel, Mr. Gangster, you're going to show these matriarchs just what they're dealing with. You're the only one who can come to these matriarchs face to face and tell them what they really are. And they can't do nothing to you because they're terrified of you. They are, because they know you're a divine feminine. And they know they failed in what they were doing. Okay, and they know failed by backing up this high priestess in reverse. Okay, this is what happened here. This counterpart, your matriarch, is a high priestess in reverse. Okay, so whatever copycat has similar energy to them. So this is what they wanted to push onto this emperor, this high priestess in reverse, because they knew that they could control this high priestess in reverse. Okay, so it would still be able to control this emperor. They knew they could not control you, these matriarchs. There was no control for you. Nobody controlled you, okay? Because you have a 3 of Pentacles here. Because people want to collaborate with you. People want to work together. So there is no controlling here. There is no somebody behind the scenes pulling strings. This is what this matriarchs wanted to do. They wanted to behind the scenes and pull strings. They wanted to pull strings and stuff. They thought they were, these puppeteers, I think. They like to do their puppet magic is what they specialize in. Puppet and kitchen magic. And moon magic. They like to dance. They and they do candle magic. And they like to whatever they do, chant stuff. They like to chant Latin things. They're very weird, these matriarchs. Okay, and we have them on camera doing stuff. And it's very funny too to us to see your own mother doing stuff like that. That they portray themselves as like this wonderful person. But the reality is they're anything but that. So high priestess in reverse, that's all they are. They're a fraud. They're a fake. They're a phony. They're a tie, bo, ho, this matriarch is. Tell me you're not, matriarch. Tell me you're not. You won't, because you cannot step to us. See, they'll act like they're not paying attention, but they are very much paying attention to you. That is why their 9 of Swords all in their bed crying. Why else would they be there? They miss you now, they said. Oh, we miss them. We carried them for 9 months. We missed them. They didn't miss you before. Now that when you're gone, they miss you. Okay? Page of Pentacles in reverse. Because this person, all they are is, they're a fake. Okay? They cannot manifest. They cannot get things done here. Okay? They cannot cut the mustard. This high priestess reverse. They cannot get things done. See, you're the one who's able to manifest. You're the one who's able to make this happen. They were basically selling your energy to the highest bidder. Really, they were bidding your energy off. They had so many people that they really believed they were big shots here. They really thought, there was a lot of people that were, profited off your energy, okay? You had celebrities. You had, fucking politicians, judges, all types of people were siphoning off of you. Thinking you never know. He'll never know. She'll never know. They're too stupid, divine feminine. They're too dumb. They don't believe this stuff. We told them it's not real. We told them that none of this is real, okay? But we don't give a fuck because we still figured it out because God made us know, okay? Because we have the clear audience, the clear, sentience in us, okay? Because 4 of Pentacles, these people, they wanted to do the, what's it called? Breadcrumb, yeah? They wanted to, use scarcity tactics. They didn't want to give you what was meant for you, okay? They wanted to keep it. They didn't want to share, okay? They felt that whatever, you didn't deserve it, so they're going to take it from you because you're too stupid. You're too stupid to even know. You won't even know. That's what I heard them saying. They don't even know, they're so stupid. I don't know what made them think that you were stupid. Okay, but somehow or another, they believe this. And they're sadly mistaken. Trust me when I tell you. They are very mistaken when it comes to you. Okay, and that's why them being mistaken brings them in this heartbreak. Got some heartbroken matriarchs here who cannot manifest Page of Pentacles, High Priestess, and Reverses. Okay, they lack strength. They're very weak. I told you, weak feminine energies. And now, Six of Wands in reverse, they're being seen as egomaniacs. Egomaniacs, okay? They are not coming off as anything that should be recognized, okay? If anything, they're being seen as terrible people, okay, for what they did. Okay, and you're receiving everything that was meant for you. You're getting all your energy back and some, because at the end of the day, all these people wanted to give was conditional. Six of Cups reverse was one-sided charity with these matriarchs. What can they get from you? They didn't care what you went through. They didn't care how you felt. They didn't care how this emperor felt. They wanted to keep you away from them, okay, so they could keep you both sad, because they're happiness haters. They're energy vampires, okay? This is what they are. This is what they do. They try to be like church leaders or whatever it is. Maybe one of them's a Hollywood witch. Who knows? But just understand they do stuff like this. They wish bad on people. But guess what? You know who knows? Because they've seen the evidence of it. The Hierophant, of course. Okay? And they're institutionally supporting you. They know what a strong feminine energy is. They see that this High Priestess and reverse, these matriarchs, they were frauds. They've been fooling a lot of people for a lot of years. But not anymore, they're not. So that's why it's such a long fall for them. So imagine fooling people for all these years, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, 80 years. Who knows how old these fucking people are, these old bats are. Who knows? But just know they will be shriveled up and they will be seen for exactly what they are. And that is dastardly witches. Because that's what they are. It's all they ever were. Okay, pretending they're these good people, these wonderful people behind the scenes. They're over there wishing bad on people because they can't feel, especially good people, empathic people like yourself. So jealous they were of you. So jealous. Oh, man. And this emperor clearly sees it, and so does the Hierophant. And that's why they have to kill their ego. And they got to do what's right and get down on their knees and apologize. It's the only thing they can do to get out of here. I don't believe some of them will. I think some of their egos are so big that they would rather just take this to the grave. So don't be surprised if that happens. Okay? Five of Wands, because that's all there is. That's all the conflict, rivalry, okay? This competition. There are no competition, these matriarchs, okay? That's what the other one, they felt, oh, you're going to take this, the divine masculine's mother, you're going to take this emperor from them, okay? You're going to take their son, their daughter from them. Like, no, they're not yours anymore, okay? They're probably in their 40s or 50s, and this matriarch's still trying to control them, okay? So it's like, get the fuck out of here now, all right? And people are being seen for you being this real, and see, that's why they wanted to have this copycats. They could still control them and be in charge. There was no controlling you. Plus, you seen what they were, so they knew that they were going to be offed, okay? Because they were not the same energy. They had to bring the same energy as themselves to put on, and that's why they supported that energy. That's why they said, oh, that's the one to go with. This one's great, okay? Because they knew it was the same energy as them and they could control them. They probably paid them to do this. It was actually. I believe that this person was actually paid, this copycat, to approach your emperor and say all the things that you would say, pretend to be you. Break it like they're the savior here, okay? They're the savior of their own balls. That's all they're getting, balls in their fucking face. That's all they're the savior of. They ain't getting nothing, okay? Because you know who's getting everything? You, because you solved the puzzle, brother, Wheel of Fortune. You're the one. You're the one who's getting the grand prize. Okay, this emperor knows who the real one is here. It's you. They made it so easy, though, for you to prove this. At the end of the day, think about it. Look how easy they made this for you. They put you on display. And now, Six of Pentacles, you are receiving everything you ever deserved. Okay, because this emperor knows that. And this emperor is in the upright. And they were the overall energy. Okay, and you're clearly seeing that these weak matriarchs here, okay, and now they're trying, because the judgment was, they don't want to be judged, okay, so now, that is why I believe that they will get down on their hands and knees, and they will beg, because they don't want to be judged, they don't want to be, because they know the farther they take this, it's going to go down, they know they're going to get caught, okay, I don't even know, they know that they can't even take this to the death, because they're going to be made to see it, that's going to be part of their karma, as they have to experience this, okay? If they want to take this any farther, they will have to experience the ultimate tower. So I feel that maybe they'll look at this as the lesser of two evils coming to you in some type of way, because once they kill their ego, they're useless then. Okay, or not useless, I'm not going to say useless. They're powerless. They have no power over you now, remember? They know that. So they have to sacrifice that if they want to survive and not be seen as the worst mother in the world, ever. Because that's what they'll be seen as. Okay, and you know who's going to expose them for that? This Hierophant, of course. Like I stated, they institutionally support you. They know what the strong feminine energy is. They don't like to be fooled, the Hierophant. And these energies have been trying to fool this Hierophant about you. They don't like it. Okay, because they went and investigated it. And they seen who the real one is here. And it was you the whole time. Okay, and Three of Pentacles. Again, that's why people want to collaborate and work with you. If you weren't the real one, people wouldn't want to team up with you. People wouldn't be wanting to collaborate with you. People wouldn't be attracted to you. People wouldn't want to come around you. People wouldn't want to work with you. I mean, it's that simple. They wanted you in this 501s fighting with everybody, competing, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, there is no competition for you. Because you showed clear as day there's no competition. Because if there was, these people would have already done it. They would have already won. Because again, you solved the puzzle, brother, at the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, come on, the grand prize is coming your way. You said, I like to solve the puzzle, please. They're like, wait a second, we didn't even put up the letters yet. Don't worry about it. We already know, you said. You said we're a high priestess, for God's sakes. And then you solved the puzzle. So it was very easy for you. Okay, they were surprised. They didn't let you come back after that. They said, no, you're cheated, they said. They said you cheated. They said, there's no way you should have known that. How did you know this? You must have talked to somebody beforehand. You must have had some. But they said, they kicked you off the show. They tried to say, you don't deserve the prize. But now you're coming back. And you said, no, you're giving me my prize now. I want my prize. Okay? Again, here we got this Three of Cups. Because people, they want to party and celebrate with you. They know it's a good time when they come around you. It's a very happy atmosphere with you. Okay? Because you got to look at this. Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Put those together. That is a very, very happy business environment that people know is with you. Okay? This is a very nice energy. Okay, 33 we got there, okay? So just remember, that's something. 33 is a very important number. You must understand, 33, you know who the number 33 comes with. Also, you also know who comes, brother, when it's the end. You, the Grim Reaper, the leader of the 8th house. Come death this year, okay? It is the end for them. It is coming, okay? These matriarchs know that. They know it's very close. They know their only way out is to give up this King of Swords in reverse and this copycat energy. And that is what they're working on right now. They're praying. They're hoping that you give them another chance. They're praying so much. But they have a lot to prove. Okay? Because Chariot in reverse, they did everything in their power to oppose you being happy. They wanted everything in power to stop this Two of Cups with this Emperor. Okay? They did everything. And they still failed. Because Six of Pentacles, you're still receiving, okay? You're still getting people wanting to work with you. You still have people wanting to collaborate. You still have people, Three of Cups, that want to be around you. Okay, they want you to be isolated and alone. They want to, keep you in this Five of Wands energy with them. Okay, but now, these weak-minded High Priestess and Reverses, who, they can't manifest Page of Pentacles. They don't have the ability. They're too much in their head. Okay, they're doing everything power to, avoid judgment. They don't want to be seen, okay, for what they really are. And this is why Three of Swords cause them heartbreak. They're very heartbroken that Six of Wands, that they're being seen as these egomaniacs, these terrible mothers, okay, who are weak feminine energies, who have been lying the whole time, that, are very conditionally loving. It was always a one-sided charity with them. Everybody could see that. They don't want to be around feminine energy like that. They see it as weak, strong masculine energy, like this Emperor. They don't want to be around. This doesn't tickle their fancy anymore, okay? This weak feminine energy. That's what they did, these weak feminine energies. They act like they need to be saved by these masculine energies. That they're so powerful and that, the feminine's so weak. That is the only way they were able to keep you down, by doing that, because it tickled this hero fancy for the emperors, okay? Then it made it like you don't need, because you didn't need these you didn't need them. Okay, but now they see that's more attractive than this needing, You know, these are like they want is they don't want to work. They don't want to do nothing type of energies. They don't want to do anything. They feel like that's beneath them, these weak feminine energies. And that's why Nine of Swords are in the bed crying, because people, these strong masculine energies now know this person's game, the scam. It was a scam. The whole thing was a scam. There was never any love. It was all about money. It's disgusting. The disgusting people. I don't even want them around, Matriarch. I'd be honest with you, I wouldn't even want them around. You know what? They ain't doing nothing. Fuck them all. We don't want them around. Okay? Two of Wands reversed because they didn't have no plan. They had no plan when they were coming to get you. There's nothing. They didn't plan this far. Okay? That's why these matriarchs are in the Eight of Swords. They're in their head. They're stuck. They created the self-imposed prison for themselves. They did it. Not you. They did it. They were supposed to look out and take care of you. But they were siphoning your energy off as a child. As a young child. And they want to act like they're good people. Not happening. They're going to be seen as the worst mothers on earth. They know what they did. Eight of Swords. They're going to stay in that Eight of Swords for a while. The 8, 9 of Swords. We're going to keep them there for a bit. We ain't going to get right to the 10 of Swords yet. We're going to make them suffer a little bit. 8 and 9 of Swords. Going to stay there because what they 7 of Swords did you. That's why your 6 of Swords leaving them behind. Okay? 5 of Swords, they think they're going to compete with you, fight with you, cause you all this aggravation. No. 4 of Swords, you're resting and relaxing. Ain't nobody going to mess with you. 3 of Swords, that's why they're so heartbroken. Okay? That is why 2 of Swords, they're avoiding this whole situation. They don't want to deal with this. Ace of Swords, because people see clearly just what kind of people these matriarchs really are. Okay? And it's a lot of clarity, because you are a sharp-minded, very sharp-minded Empress, and people clearly see that you're the real feminine energy here, okay? You know why you're the real feminine energy? Because you're the Queen of Cups, of course, okay? People want to be around the love that you bring to the table. People know that this is what they want. They don't want to be around these high priestess reverses, these weak feminine energies that are manipulators. All they do is try to manipulate these emperors into making more money, and then whatever they do, it's all it comes down to. They're fucking energy vampires. They funnel that energy, thinking that they are like whatever. They're whores. They're sluts. They're the ones that'll cheat on you. They ain't loyal. They're not. Once things go rough, they'll run. They're not going to be there. See, like you're the one who will be there when things are bad for this emperor. You're the one who will say everything's going to be okay. You're not going to go run to the next person like these fucking high priestess reverses. And that is why they're being seen as that now. And nobody wants around no unloyal dumb bitch. That's all they are, dumb bitches. They got nothing now. This is a new age, okay? And you know who wants to be around real feminine energies like you? This Emperor, and of course this King of Pentacles, okay? They know what this is. They don't like this. They want a real Queen of Pentacles, somebody who could take care of themselves, okay? Because they want to bring you, they know you're a 9 of Pentacles. They want to bring you this Ace of Pentacles. They want the 10 of Pentacles with you. They know you build your foundation on a 10 of Cups, okay? They know that's the best soil around, that 10 of Cups will quickly build a 10 of Pentacles. They're aware of this. They're a King of Pentacles, for God's sakes. They know how to make money. They're going to be fine, okay? And you got all the value. You're the one who brings the fun because you are the sun. Everybody knows this. Now everybody knows it. The whole world's going to know it. And they're all going to know what these matriarchs did to you. Okay? Because at the end of the day, like I said, the whole world is going to know you. Okay, and they're going to know what these matriarchs did because the cycle is complete. You are the one who has been chosen to create this new world. You and this emperor. Okay, so just know that is your mission here. Okay, you are one of the main ones here. Okay, because at the end of the day, we're going to end it here because it can't get any better. Like I said, on this new world that you are creating, it's going to be built on the foundation of the 10 of Cups. Like you always say, 10 of Cups, brother. Creates abundance. You got this King of Pentacles here. You got this Emperor. Okay, you got this 3 of Cups. You got this 3 of Pentacles. And you got this 6 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups. So you got this. This is I like this a lot. I'm going to tell you, I really like this. Having an Emperor, King of Pentacles, that you are building this new earth, but they completed a cycle. You're getting together with your soul tribe, 3 of Cups, having a good old time, going to be working with them, Three of Pentacles. So this is like a business friend relationship where it's a happy environment. Six of Pentacles, and you're receiving an even give and take because that's what you always deserved. Not being this whatever breadcrumb, like these scarcity tactics that these, matriarchs wanted to pull on you, okay? They wanted to keep this high priestess and reverse energy in control because that's what they were. But at the end of the day, Page of Pentacles, they're being seen as somebody who can't cut the mustard. They're a weak feminine energy, okay? This makes them heartbroken. Three of Swords, they're very heartbroken that they're being seen this way. They don't want to be judged, judgment averse, so they're doing everything to avoid judgment, okay? So they want to keep this Five of Wands, this competition, this rivalry alive. Okay, they want to win at all costs, but the thing is they can't even compete with you. Okay, whatever copycat energy is made it even that much easier to be seen because Chariot reverse, because whatever opposition they thought that was going to be, clear as day was nothing. Did not phase you. Okay, and now, then with that strength, there was no strength. How could they have phased you with zero strength? Okay, all this came down to is they didn't have a plan. They didn't plan this for, okay? Six of Cups in reverse. All this was a conditionally loving, one-sided charity with these matriarchs. All they wanted to do was take your energy. They never loved you. Okay, this is kind of they didn't even have love in them. They don't know how to love. Okay, and now Six of Wands reverse. They're going to be seen for that. They're going to be seen as the worst mothers on earth. While you build a new earth with your emperor on a 10 of Cups, and you're going to have a whole new world, brother, with a fantastic point of view, okay? And that's what I hear, okay? So I'll see you later. This is a 7 p.m. show. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. All my new subscribers. I love your comments. You're very kind. You make me happy. I will, what I'm saying? Seriously, I'm very, very grateful. Every day I'm grateful for my my subscribers. Trust me, because you're the reason. You're the beginning of this for me. You're helping me become relevant in the algorithm. That's what the algorithm tells me. They said it's all because of you that I'm being recommended now. So thank you so much. I will keep it consistent. I will keep it, I will stay loyal to you, and I will always be around. So you'll always be able to access. Okay, so see you later. Bye-bye. I'm making my 11-1 soon. See ya.